Good morning. Today I'd like to show you how I start to train my fig trees, my young fig trees, into a central leader. So it's really easy. All you need is some of this garden tape. I call it tomato tape. You can pick this up at any garden center. It's the real stretchy stuff. And you need a couple of bamboo sticks. So you've gone through the whole process of air layering your fig tree or growing it from a cutting, and you end up with something like this. Now this fig tree I put on in the spring as an air layer. It was on a branch on one of my mother trees, and it was kind of like this. So it continued to grow towards the sun, and now I have a nice big bent tree that's kind of like an S here. So I'd like to correct this because I do want to train this into a central leader. Just one main trunk coming up, so it's really easy. So I'm going to quickly show you how to do this. So you take your stakes, and with these with these tree pots, I don't really want to disturb any of these roots that are in here. So what I like to do is I just squeeze the side of the pot. Now if you were doing this in a larger pot, you just go a little bit further away from the tree when you put this in, and that way you won't be like shearing off 1/8 of the roots that are around the trunk of the tree. I have seen it, you know, some nurseries and stuff, they'll take them and they stick them right down alongside the tree. But with these young fig trees, they have really delicate roots down there. So I like to keep it a little bit farther away so I'm not just pushing them all off. So I'll start with just this one stake. We'll use the other one in a minute. And now what I do is I like to I'll push on the tree and I'll see where do I need to put this tape to get it to go straight. And in this case, it'll probably be right about here. So that's where I'm going to put my tape. And you don't have to worry too much about like bending these young trees. It's not going to snap the branch. You can just feel it. You know, don't push too hard, but you can feel it, and it's flexible. It's not going to snap anything. If you hear a little bit of popping in roots and stuff, that's okay. It'll recover from that. As these trees get older, it's much more difficult to do this. So it's really nice when these things are just, you know, this one is kind of halfway lignified, so it hasn't really hardened off all the way, but you know, it's getting there. So this is about the time to do it. So let's get started here. So I take about a 2-foot piece of tape, and I'm going to go right up around that area, and I tie a clove hitch. You can use any knot. This one works for me. It's easy to tighten. And when I put this across, I'm going to go below the node here. I don't want to go over top of this, and if this leaf wasn't here, I definitely wouldn't want to go over top of the node, because that, now that this is straightened up, the sun will be hitting on this node and it may stimulate and start to grow into a branch, and I'd like to have this thing branch out nicely. So just be careful with this top here. Flip it over and get it right into a nice vertical position. And this has a little bit of tension on it, so I'm going to wrap the tape around. And notice that I keep the tape flat when I wrap it around a tree. I don't twist it up. I just keep it nice and flat. Go right around, and then I'll tie it off. Now this is a really simple step, but if you skip this, it's much harder to recover from down the line. These things harden off, and then they're really hard to bend once they harden off and they get thicker. You can break branches easily then. So it's better just to get this done early. You'll be on the right track. So now I'm going to bend the top back this direction. So I'm going to do the same thing. Squeeze the side, slip it down on the outside. Put stick in there. Just another piece here. And this is a really significant bend here. So I'm actually going to put one more on this side just to give it a spot where when I apply pressure, it's not going to bend down below it. So I'll put one more right here. Before I go pull on this top. Now, when you go to pull on these little top bits, if it's green, this could easily snap off, so you have to be really gentle when you do this, and it may take you a little bit longer than this one time. Like, you may need to go a little bit of the way, like maybe halfway, and then wait like a week, and then pull it the rest of the way, and give the tree time to adapt to it. Usually these things will straighten out. When you put this on here, like within a month, this is going to be it's going to be straight. It'll take the new shape, and it'll start to harden off that way. But this one's a little bit tricky. I did pick a trickier one. Do a lot of these, and I wanted to get one that you could see had a significant bend to it. So tie that off, and then I'm going to go around it. I'm going to go under the leaf node, and then back. And this one, I'm actually going to try to pull it up a little bit. This one is a little bit trickier. Try not to damage the leaves. All right, so that's it. It's nice and straight. All right, guys, so we're done with that, but I'm gonna take you over to eat a fig. This morning I was going through the fig house and I saw that I have some ripe figs. And I've been waiting to eat this one. It's a Green Michurinska, and I hope I'm saying that right. But we've eaten a few of these already, and they are just so good. So let me set this up here. All right. It's nice and soft. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. That is delicious. Oh yeah. That's a really nice one. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Oh, look who followed me in here. What are you doing in here? Oh, you're not allowed in here. Get out. Stay out of the figs. All right, have a good day.